Hey guys, Blake here, Minology Motorsports US, and today we're going to be changing the motor mounts on a Ford Focus ZX3. The only thing I've done so far is I've taken the overflow tank loose from here. There's a 10mm bolt here that has to come out, and then it slides up off this clip, which will need a screwdriver to pry it back and up off that clip. And there's one mount. This is a hydraulic mount, so you can just tell by looking at it, this one is absolutely nasty and wore out, and it causes a lot of vibration inside the car. Like if you put change in the ashtray, you're going to regret that. And on this side, I've taken the air box off, and you can see the other upper mount here, this piece here. And I just took the intake off here. There was one flathead screw on the back. Took that loose, unplugged the mass airflow, and then the actual box itself that sits here just pops up and out. And there's where your air intake comes in, and the crankcase vent. Alright, so that's everything so far. Okay, as you can see, this wore out. And then this one on this side doesn't look much better. Like everything, all the rubber through here is busted out. So I'm hoping, I'm going to start with this side first and hope that I don't have to change or hold the motor up. Maybe the weight of it will support itself. But I'm going to start taking the bolts out and see how it goes. And if it's not going to hold itself up, then I'll have to put a jack under the transmission. But we'll try it. Let's see what's going on. Like I said, I'm hoping I don't have to support the transmission or anything. I'm hoping the other mounts will hold it up with what's left of them. The center bolt is a 13/16, and then these outside are a 15mm. Let's try these outside first. Yeah, they're not near as bad. You know what? I'm going to take a break and spray that middle one with some WD-40. Let's go and give all of them a little spray. It's times like this I should invest in a cheater bar. Give all of them a little drink, make this as painless as possible. Okay. The other side I'm really worried about because it's really rusty. Okay, I'm not going to take them all the way off just yet. That way, in case I need them as leverage for this one, I'll have it. Keep maybe the whole mount from trying to spin around. Alright, let me see if I can find something to use as a cheater bar, because this is not going to happen like this. I found this, part of an old lamp. Try this, see how it works. It is on there. I know I'm losing some torque with this extension too. Well, there's not a whole lot of choices. There we go. All right. Ooh. Take that breaker bar off and go back to this. Now it doesn't feel like it's dropping any just yet. went in and took the center nut completely off. And I mean, it may have dropped a little, but I should be able to pull it back up with, well, when I tighten it back up. I'll take these outside ones off and have this motor mount done. Okay, so yes, you do need to block the transmission from the bottom. Now I've got one of these scissor jacks that comes with the car here, and that's just holding it up. The wheel is just not even off the ground really. And then I've got the same thing up under the transmission with a block on top of it. And I raised the transmission window with a snug and then let that jack back down again. And it made quite a bit of difference. So yeah, I was having trouble getting it off, so I was kind of worried as to what was going to happen. Look at that. See how easy it came off now? Now let's take a look at this versus the new one. And you can see from the camera, there we go, you can see light through here where this is busted completely out. Around through there. And now let's look at the new one. Much better. It's all still solid. Okay, yeah, let's get this one back on, but it was definitely in need of a change. You just sit back down in here now. There it is. Super easy. I was cheating myself not blocking the transmission. We'll do the same thing on the other side with the other mount, because from what I've read, you definitely have to block the engine on the other side. Get everything started. Alright, now we'll torque it all back down. I'm not sure there's some kind of torque specs for this, but I don't have the tools to torque it right. So we'll just put that on here. And then get it nice and snug. That'll do it. Okay. Now we'll block the other side and start on the other side. This side is going to be a little different. If you look, let me get it to focus in here. There we go. There's a bolt in the bottom of this mount. And I was curious as to how you get that out. I tried to reach up through the frame and you can't get it. So then I got to looking at it again. There's a bolt here, here, and here. That whole piece comes out with the mount attached to it, and then you unbolt the mount here from the side of the motor. And then you can take the one underneath off when you've got the whole like bracket off of it. So not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I do have the motor blocked on the oil pan, and just like on the other side, I had it blocked on the transmission pan. And then the same thing with the car. You got the jack under it here, and then I let the car down to put a little pressure on the pan to hold the mount. Let's see, the bolts here are 15 millimeter, and then the ones around the side, no wait, the ones here are 18, and then the ones around the side are 15. Let's try this side, get this side out now. Going ahead and sprayed everything with WD-40, and I've still got the breaker bar handy just in case we need it. But I'm going to start with these to try to get some attention off, well, off the motor. All right, here we go. So we can get this broke loose here. Oh, we're going to need a cheater bar. Okay, switch out and try break these other ones loose. We'll need a cheater bar for them too, and another. The top one was the only one that came off easy, because it wasn't rusted. Saw the whole motor shift forward. I hope that's not going to be a problem putting it back. Now this whole thing should just come up and out of here. Hoses. There it is. Now we have to get this one off the bottom. I had to get creative getting this off because it's on there pretty good, and to get it off the bracket, to get that bolt out of the bottom, I had to take and pretty much wedge this bracket up under my porch steps to be able to get enough leverage to break it loose. But let's take a look at, this is the old mount. I can get it focused. Let's turn this out to the side. Let's see. All right, this is the old mount. You can see the bottom is just completely just smashed flat. Versus the new mount. Yes, this is that's what happens. It's crazy how much that's mashed, just all the way down, and then the tops of them, cap off. Same. Crazy. All right, but like I said, this thing vibrated like a madman. There's so much vibration on the inside of the car that it drove me crazy sitting at a red light. So let's do what we can to get this new one back. I got the new mounts mounted back to the bracket. There. Now we're going to see if we can weasel it back in up under all these hoses. kind of a pain to get out, but it is what it is. If I go this way. Yeah, that was better. Okay, like I said, the motor did shift forward when I took this off, so imagine it's going to be kind of a pain to get it back in. Wow, and I really gotta, there's barely any thread showing where the other one was compressed so much. It's be interesting. Let's see. Get this. I'm just gonna see if I can get some of these started. I'm probably gonna have to raise the motor back up some. Push the block back a little bit. Okay, this will be interesting. I was blocking the shot, but I wonder if the pry bar go, cheater bar, I can. Don't really want to damage the core support. Just was not expecting that to slide like it did. Okay. Let me start by getting under the car or letting the jack down some to see if that helps. I let the jack down on the car and I was able to get all the bracket bolts started, but right here on the actual mount where it mounts to the motor, it's not enough thread showing, so I may have to let it down some more in a few minutes. Alright, now let the car down a little bit more and see if it'll push these up some. There we go. I get a bite on it here. Okay, there it is. That mount is fixed. Compared to that. And now I have to look underneath and see about the last mount that's in the back, which I'm not looking forward to. So let me take a look and see how bad that was going to be. I fought and fought with this mount trying to get it out until I realized that the bracket it's mounted to, like that, you can just take the whole bracket off. It's 13mm bolts. This goes to the transmission and it bolts like that. I didn't know it. You could just take the whole thing off. So take this part out. Two 13mm bolts, and the bolt through here and the bolt through here are all 13. So you only need one wrench when you get up under there. But this one compared to the new one, I don't really see a whole lot wrong with it. I mean, it's been stressed here, you can tell by the way the rubber looks, but don't know. The only thing different that I noticed was on the sides. This one's more of an oval shape, and this one's a little more round. So I don't know if that will make a difference, like putting it back in or anything. But yeah. So this one doesn't look terrible. But 13 millimeters. Take the bracket out. And we're going to put the bracket back on before we put it back. So it took a while, but there they are. Everything is back in. These are all the old ones. The bottom here, make sure to take that bracket off. 13 millimeter on all the bolts for that one. But taking the bracket off is the key. Don't put it back on outside of the car like I was going to. Put the bracket back first, then put the mount back in the bracket, or else it's not gonna go back together right. So that's it. Hope this helps. The last one, I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to film just because of where it's at and trying to hold the camera and work on it at the same time. There it is, right there. Okay. Alright, there it is. There's one bolt through here and the one at the bottom, which it doesn't look incredibly difficult to take off. But I don't know what the transmission is going to do when I take that loose. So I'll probably need both hands to get everything done. But I'll at least, let you know the sizes and any tips or anything when I get finished.